I think one of the most important applications here is a thing called MySpace.com. MySpace.com. In 24 months, MySpace.com has gone from 0 users to 50 million teenagers. Why don't you stand up there in the balcony if you got a MySpace space. Go ahead and stand up. Stand up tall. Now I want you to look at all those kids sitting down, because that's what someone in denial looks like. Okay, thank you. You can sit down. Virtually every teenager in the United States has MySpace.com. It's a website designed to link kids socially. But there's come some danger with that. And it's so interesting that I'm talking about this week. And last night, my oldest daughter, who's 16, calls me from a friend's house and asks me, "Daddy, can I do a MySpace page?" And I couldn't believe it. I said, "Is this part of like the tempt? Is it going on with me, what I'm preaching about? Now they're tempting me? You know, what's going on?" And I said, "You know, we've talked about this before, but there are at least 3 things that are going to happen. And you might want to write these 3 things down if I can remember what I told her, because there are 3 things that I think have to happen if you're going to allow your kid to do this. The first one is that you will not connect, this is Eric told me this, you will not connect the real world with the internet world. You will not put your address, you will not put your phone number, you will not put anything about you on there that anyone could find you. That will not happen. Number 2, only those you allow will be able to find you. I will not have it be where anybody can communicate with you. It will only be those that you allow, and I'm the say on that."
And there is a method to do that. Right?
There is a method to do that. I just found out, Eric, that there is a way to do that. And I told her if she came home, she better be able to show me, prove that to me. And then I said, the third thing is this: you better know how to shut it down. "What?" she said. I said, "Don't start it until you know and can tell me how to end it. Because there's going to be a time when I'm going to want to shut it down, or you're going to want to shut it down, and we're going to know how before we start." So I'd want you to do those 3 things with your kids when it comes to MySpace.com. Don't let them connect the real world with the internet world. Don't let them put addresses, phone numbers, anything about them that people are going to be able to find them. Number 2, what was number 2? What was it? Oh, only allow those who your parents and you allow to communicate with you. And then what was number 3?
Shut it down.
Know how to shut it down. See, I think those things are really important. If I can remember them, I'll do them. And guess what? This has become a preying ground for sexual predators. You've seen it in the news. I mean, how many people raise your hand if you've seen some of the news stories? That's right. Let me tell you something, people. Cops are busting adults right here in Allen County who are preying after our 13, 14, 15-year-old boys and girls. Because they go online, the cops do, and portray to be the 13 or 14 or 15-year-old girl or guy. And it's amazing. Business guys, people with big reputations, positive ones, are preying on children on MySpace.com. The other one for college kids is Facebook.com. Facebook.com. I was with a few college kids who are freshmen Friday night. Every single one. In fact, their eyes lit up. "Yeah, I got Facebook. I got Facebook." Well, it was started by an undergrad student at Harvard. This is amazing. Less than 24 months ago, 6 million college students from hundreds of campuses across the country now have a site at Facebook.com, and it's growing by 10 to 20,000 college students a day. It's amazing. Same thing. Same thing. You know, I had really good advice. I was asking an expert about some of this stuff yesterday. I had really good advice, and the line goes this way. You got to tell your college student and your high school kids, don't ever put anything on a MySpace or a Facebook that you don't want a prospective employer to see, because they're looking. They are looking. And if you're talking about your partying and what you did and how you did and all that kind of thing, might as well, you're kissing your career goodbye. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So the eyes are dangerous. You know, there's suicides going on among teenagers right now because they bring that broken heart. They bring the eyes that are being tempted, baited, and deceived to every situation. A really attractive student just committed suicide in this county in the last couple of weeks. I was asking an expert about this, and he said, you know, it's not the low social economic people who are teenagers who are committing suicide. It's the ones that have the bar so high. It's the good students. It's the good athletes. And it's all because of this inclination toward evil and the dissatisfaction of the desires of their heart because they're hooked. And they're accused. They know maybe they're not cutting it. There's evil there. And finally, he gets to them and they destroy their lives. It's all because he did it.
Any tool, any social tool has potential for good and evil. The tools are all amoral. The internet's amoral. The MySpace is amoral. Any tool has potential for good or evil. The problem with this one is the scope. The scope is so large. The potential for evil is so great. We need to be aware of it. We need to pray about it and be really
A
wise.
computer expert came up to me in between services and said, you know what, I'll design a class. He's an elder of the church. He goes, I'll design a class and I'll put together a 50-minute presentation for everybody at Blackhawk to know how to do everything we just talked about with your kids and the internet.
That'd be great.